This is Julie Pearson, Little Thunder. Today is Wednesday, May 25th, and I'm here with Johnny Tiger at his house. Johnny, you've been entering art competitions, winning awards since the late 1960s, and you come from an extended family of artists. You've witnessed some major changes in Indian art over the years. Where were you born and where did you grow up?
I was born in Tahlequah, Oklahoma, and we lived down Eufaula, so I was born at Hastings. And just grew up down Eufaula till about junior high. We had to move. I didn't want to move, but I liked it down there. Moved up here, Muskogee, in 1954 or something like that. No, 52 or 3.
52 or 3. What's your first memory of seeing art around you?
Seeing? Well, I went to back home. Dick West was teaching out there then. And, I started, like the real Indian art, like...
That was your first Indian painting you saw?
His style, yeah. And I took a couple of years out there and took a course of sculpture. And I think that's about it, isn't it? From there, I was kind of on my own.
So, at your folks' house, do you remember the first time you did any drawing or did any art?
Yeah, but I don't know what happened to it.
Did you were able to find materials you could draw with at your folks' house?
Yeah, I could get that material all the time. I'd either, buy it or something laying around, I'd draw.
A bag, paper, pencil.
Yeah, some
Did
cardboard.
your parents, I imagine Jerome probably did the same, did your parents pay attention to you guys' drawings?
Not too much. I mean, we usually, young, we was outside playing all the time, And, Jerome, usually we'd be playing sports or something, a bunch of other guys outside when we were young, say grade school and junior high somewhere, but we'd all go meet each other or see each other at church house, Indian church. And we'd get kind of restless in church and kind of take off outside and play. They'd try to track us down and get us in church.
Get you back in church. So you mentioned you didn't want to move from Eufaula. You liked Eufaula.
Yeah, they were received by Granny and Gramp, raised me, mostly, you might say. And I was kind of like their pet, so I didn't want to leave there, and especially going to Muskogee, I didn't like it. But I had to finally get used to it, I guess you might say. I'd never get used to it, but you had to go along the way.
Right.
But
now your grandpa was Coleman Lewis, who was a preacher, and you remember spending time with him as a child? What do you remember doing?
First thing, he used to always get up and go to church early in the morning on Sunday, say shoot, but Granny be in there cooking about 5:30, 6 o'clock, and I made sure I was up, and I'd go down there and eat, and then I don't want to go with him because I wanted to drive, and he's the first one that taught me how to drive anyway in his old pickup. It's a 1940 International. I remember that. Stick in the floor, floor share, but the old type, that long.
Right.
And I used to drive for him early in the morning, and he'd be going to preach at church, and then those days you're not supposed to, I don't know why they say all that, but he used to be a stomp dance leader a long time ago, and everyone used to say how good he was. I mean, they all talked about it. He's good, and even when he retired out of that stomp dancing and stuff he became a Christian. And Granny was a Christian anyway. She didn't want him to go. Well, he knew all that, but he finally became a Christian. And they even offered him back then $50 if he'd lead one more time. That's a lot of money back in 1920s.
Yes, it was.
20s. So he didn't do it. So he just finally went into religion and stuff, you know. So then he became a real good preacher, you know.
Because he spoke Muskogee, of course. I remember you telling a story that you all kind of had to sneak out to stomp dances.
Well, Mom didn't like us to go, you know, because she's Christian. I think they all, you know, like there's mainly Christian type, you know, so. But we'd go to stomp dance, then we had a car. I had a car,
yeah.
So we'd get a bunch of guys and then go. One where we used to live at church grounds, you could hear over that horizon, just, you know, that ufology. That's the ufology stomp ground.
Yeah.
But the lake knocked that out, so. Grandpa used to hear that from the house. You know,
that must have been hard on him.
They stopped dancing, you know. Anyway, we'd come back like early in the mornings, you know, and he'd always ask us, "Who's there? Who is this? Who is that?" He's still interested in it. You know. He still had it in his blood, I guess, but I guess so. But I heard about how good he was.
Yeah.
So.
But anyways, he did talk to you about a lot of creekways and shared stories.
I didn't stay with them most of my life. You know, I wouldn't have knew all that creek. But Jerome, they knew a little bit, you know, but they didn't catch all that. You know, they didn't know what this and that was, and you know what different that come and eat or something.
So. Both you guys, you were in Muskogee then at the secondary school level? Were you? Or was it high school?
I went to school in Muskogee and all through junior high.
All through junior high, yeah.
7th, 8th, 9th.
Okay.
Then I went back to Eufaula.
Okay.
Because I was in
high school.
High school, but I was on the, 10th, 11th, first 9 weeks I was wanting a car. Because I was really interested in cars, you know.
Plus you drove so young.
Yeah, but this guy, I mean, I asked, Mom said they'd look for me a job, and well, Dad used to get office supplies in town, and I guess they must have asked around and said, they said, come on down, you know, and they got me a job, you know, so.
Oh, at an office supply store.
Yeah, like a delivery boy and put desks together and different things in the back, you know. Clean up. I was just all around guy, I guess, and delivered orders. So then I worked there about 3 years and something. I got out of school and started out 50 cents an hour. I remember my first dollar bill. I don't know whatever happened to it. I was going to keep it for life or something. For first dollar, first dollar bill I made working, you know, $1 an hour. That's what it was. I made it up to $1 an hour. But that's nothing now compared to nowadays, isn't it? Boy.
That's right. Were you exposed to any art classes at all at Eufaula?
No, I just.
But
maybe I'd say just did it on your own, you know.
Did you ever sketch while you were working or at home during those days when you first had your first job?
Yeah. See, a 10th. Then I got messed up on schedules, and anyway, when I went back in Muskogee, the 11th grade, they sliced me up and put me in one of the senior class and this and that. And I couldn't think, and it just got my mind off of. Of course, I had a job and I could go to work at 11 o'clock. See, they had this thing called distributive education, DE, and I took that. So I went to school half a day and worked half a day. And then I went an extra year, and I didn't care because I was having fun back then because I had a car, a real sharp one.
Right. Well, when did you sell your first painting or drawing? Do you remember that?
First
one?
I can't even remember that part. I guess when
Do you think you sold anything during high school?
No, usually like back then, you know, you want this and you'll give it away.
Right.
You know,
Give it away
think
to
of that.
girls or.
Then I knew later on, after I went to Bacon and drew those Indian art like Dick West, and I don't even know if I sold that.
Now, was this while Jerome was in at the Art Institute, or was this?
I think it's pretty close to that time.
Pretty close to that time.
He went up to Cleveland.
Right.
Of course, he always drawed before then, you know, time he could sketch and draw, he'd do it, you know.
What were your first impressions of Dick West? And was he actually your teacher, or was he just there? Okay.
Yeah, he was funny. I liked him.
How did he get you interested and serious about your work?
I just took, you know, art dealing under him, and I just did what he said, you know, and I had fun in there, and I thought it was easy.
Now, were you doing planes images when you were?
Yeah, I did a lot of that, planes in there, images, feathers and all that. I see, Creek didn't have all that stuff. They, you know, they had those kind of clothes you see in them books, you know.
Right. What kinds of research did Dick encourage you guys to do?
Well, he kind of said, he was mainly on his Cheyenne types, you know. So I kind of went along with that. I don't think I even hardly did any. I might have did a Seminole, but not really Creeks. I mean, this, like Plains Indians, all that had all the feathers, and they're kind of excited always on the warpath and stuff like that.
Right.
With horses. I liked it there. Then I went Tahlequah and did a few things everywhere. And
you were still painting a little bit at Tahlequah and doing art?
Well, yeah. Yeah, I drew and painted there. Some guys was in there that painted after that. I think this guy named Ingram.
Yeah, Jerry Ingram.
He was up there.
Okay. Did you know him?
I knew who he was. I mean, said hi and stuff, you know.
Right.
I didn't run with him, you know. Just him and who else? Bushy Head and, you know, Henry Bushy Head. Jerome Bushy Head died, you know.
Yeah.
Such a bunch of others I can't think right off the bat.
Well, what was the earliest Indian art show that you remember doing?
I went to Air Force and come back, and
I didn't know you went to Air Force.
I was working in a body shop after that because I like to work on cars and fix them up different, you know. And I worked in the body shop, then all in between that time, I even worked up Douglas Aircraft. My dad worked up there, and we'd take turns driving and stuff, you know, with carpool.
Yeah.
So I had to get up every morning and go to work, come back. Didn't have too much time to do anything else. When you come back, you're tired and everything.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I got used to that, so it was about 3 years and 8 months, I think. Then I started painting. I mean, doing artwork. I mean, shows I did. Jerome had died in '67, and they kept telling me that I should enter that 5 Tribe show. They just starting out, you know. So I think that was really the first big one I entered, 5 Tribes.
Let's see. Did you do anything there?
Yeah, I won first.
Oh, that's great. Your first
it.
at your first show. What was that like?
That's pretty good. Felt pretty good. Made a little money, you know.
Right.
Not like nowadays, but you know, money then.
And did your piece sell as well? Did they have?
Well, I guess the museum bought it. They kept it.
Oh, great.
They got it up there somewhere.
Great.
Then I used to enter that every year, and other shows around.
And I remember you doing Trail of Tears show.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
I did that. Trail of Tears.
Did you ever do any of the early mall shows?
Mall?
Shopping mall, yeah, kind of.
Arts and crafts.
Yeah, yeah.
I went to those.
Okay.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah, I heard they were. Who were some of the artists that were showing at the same time?
Bert Sebring was always going there. And, who else? There's a whole goblet, but I can't just blank right now.
Did any of the Indian artists ever give you like business tips, or when you first started out doing shows? I learned some things from Antoine Warrior. He went to Tahlequah same time I did. Okay. Did you guys run together a little bit?
Yeah, up there, Tahlequah. I mean, Bacone.
Oh, he was at Bacone?
Yeah.
And Tahlequah?
Not Tahlequah.
Just Tahlequah, Bacone's what you meant. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bacone, yeah.
Yeah.
See, I just went Bacone. If I lived in town.
Right.
I didn't stay on campus. He did, you know, he lived in that dorm. I used to go out there all the time.
So what tips did you pick up from Antoine, or?
Bunch of crazy tips. He's a good artist though. He showed me a lot of different things, you know, he's good.
Very good artist.
He's kind of stayed like the same way like Dick West did, and same pattern, but.
But his work was very more realistic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was breaking new ground a little bit. It wasn't that traditional, you know, flat style as much.
He had good ideas and showed you different ways to mix and paint and stuff too, you know.
Oh,
Antoine
okay.
did.
Antoine did. Was this watercolor? Water-based watercolors.
Yeah, like tempera.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically you sort of got serious
and
about...
Dave Williams too.
Oh, and Dave Williams,
well, I liked his stuff because he painted planes.
Yes.
It's kind of, I could tell Dave Williams is painting from anybody's without even, just one glance.
Wow. What was the trademark for you about his paintings?
I just like his horses and him. It's kind of, they're just one certain type, you know. And we was good old buddies too. We ran a long time. I mean, quite a while. You know, he lived in Tahlequah, for a while. And we used to get out and go. He sure could sing good though. That powwow.
Powwow drum. Yeah.
He could sing good.
Well, you rode, didn't you, quite a bit growing up? Did you? You did good horses, and I know. I think Jerome rode horses too. So sometimes when an artist, has been around horses, then they can do them pretty good.
Yeah, Jerome was member of that roundup club downtown.
You didn't belong to it. Yeah.
I was always busy working or
Yeah.
working on cars.
Right.
And two things. I was mainly like to fix up cars or customize them different.
But as I'm understanding it, you pretty much got more serious about your artwork after Jerome passed away. Who were some of the early galleries when you started having galleries carry your work?
Well, I used to take it up Five Tribes a lot when I first started out, because Five Tribes used to take them up to Philbrook and sell up there. That not the museum part, you know.
In the gift shop?
Yeah, gift shop, yeah. Then, where else? I'll just forget everything. I have to write it down or something.
Well, did you enter the Philbrook Annual?
Yeah, I entered there a couple times. I mean, yeah, I have.
I heard from one artist about the reject room that they. Did you ever have anything in the reject room? These were well-known artists.
I don't think so.
But sometimes if it was a little bit too out there, you know, just style-wise, a little bit too new and non-traditional, they'd put you in the reject room. So,
like regular ones like old Fred Beaver and all them. I used to like to go to arts and craft shows, and they'd be there, you know, how they had different motels and stuff. And
right.
it's a lot of fun, even with the what's the name? Sculptor with them.
Oh, Willard Stone.
Willard Stone.
Willard Stone, yeah.
We used to have fun in the later years before he died.
Yeah. Well, I understand you were a pretty good marketer too, in a way, because you would you used to mentor younger artists, and I just heard from Dana, of course, how you encouraged the kids to paint, and you would really be, you know, like if you're not going out to play unless you get this done for this art competition.
Well, I'd have them painting all the time, and then I'd have my problem was I'd have to mat every one of them. Not frame them, but mat them, you know, shrink wrap them.
So you had learned how to do that.
Take me all night on that.
You got yourself.
I think sometimes I made the show, because when I brought that, there's a stack like that going up to the Five Tribes for the kids, children's.
Yes.
I mean, I was younger. It's a lot of fun, you know.
But I also heard that you would help promote, you know, just not family, but, you know, other artists, up-and-coming artists, if you were going out selling your work.
Yeah, I could see who had good talent.
You would take some of their work with you?
Like that. Even though Mike Wimmer, he paints up there for the Capitol now, he does real good. He don't paint Indian art, but he paints like these pictures and history books, you know, and that.
Like illustrations.
Yeah, like a lot of people in this courtroom and all that. He painted just like them. I mean, I need to go city and look at those. I see them in magazines, you know, Oklahoma Today and all that.
Now, is he one that used to travel with you? You used to sell some of his art for him?
Yeah, we went, back then. Went to different places.
Did you deal with Nettie Wheeler too at all?
Yeah, Jerome did mostly, and then after he was gone, I went out there and she bought some. She used to buy them. Nettie. I don't see how she kept her inventory. She could sit all under the bed, and all this one room just piled up, and she just had it everywhere.
Oh my goodness. How she kept track of it.
Yeah, I don't see how they kept in good condition either.
Now, you were related to Lee and Edmund Joshua?
Yeah. They're my dad's, they call him Uncle John, you know, kind of on the dad's side's kin to him.
So did you guys paint together?
No, they always lived out west.
Okay.
Towards Wewoka, Seminole, and around that way.
But did you show together sometimes?
Yeah. They'd be at arts and craft shows.
Right. So that must have been kind of fun.
Yeah, I liked that art and craft. It was fun going, seeing your friends and everything.
Doing the circuits.
Yeah, the next day of Sunday, you don't feel so hot.
Now, let's see. You were involved with Nowadahi Gallery, I guess, for a while in Austin, Texas. How did you
74, 72, somewhere in there.
How did you get into Nowadahi?
Fred. What's that?
Was it Donald Van?
No,
Okay.
it was Ted Pearson.
Okay. Yeah.
He got Jerome stuff. From Peggy, and they started on Jerome stuff and
Started prints.
and that was real successful. Just knocked them all out, you know. So he got some others. Then I guess later on I think Peggy and him thought, why should we do this? That's Peggy's cousin talking, Molly. So they quit using him. Just going on their own without him getting a
cut.
big cut.
Yeah, big cut.
So they started doing their own and did that. And but that's what. Let's see. I got mine after they quit them, and then.
You started printing with him. Is that what you're saying?
No, yeah. I printed with Ted. What was it? Well, them early ones, you know. I can't remember it.
Yeah.
So, I started out doing that, and so, I finally quit them too, went on my own. Years later, about 5 years or so later.
So were you with Nowadahi before Donald Van, maybe, or was he in the gallery too, around the same time?
Oh, I can't remember now. He was there sometime, because I remember going down and signing prints, and he was there, and,
Yeah.
But I got out of it, I didn't stay in it like he did.
Right.
He did real good, though.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a long time.
He became a good artist.
A gallery for him. How would you describe your style back then in the early days? How would you describe it?
I kind of just...
Were you painting in gouache mostly?
Oh, no. Yeah, gouache, and I didn't use too much acrylics. Just always tempera, gouache, and pen and pencil, pencils, graphics. And I still haven't used too much acrylics. I don't know why. I should. I think that was one way back there I just tinkering around with. And that was a Chris did when he was playing football. He was 67.
Yeah, that's a nice one. I remember portraits. It seemed like portraits were a format that you liked.
Yeah, I like to do portraits,
What do you like about portraits?
I just like to do the faces, see, just... They say all them faces I do look like me, and I said, no, I don't. I just look like me drawing it, But I just lay it down. I don't look at nothing on the faces, and it comes out kind of you can tell it's mine. I don't know why.
Well, that's one thing I think you and Jerome share is this really fine line, this kind of graphic quality to your work. How would you describe your colors, your palette?
Oh, mine are usually kind of... Jerome's like more pastel and look soft and stuff. I kind of did a lot of bright here and there, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Strong reds and blacks and
Yeah.
blues.
Mm-hmm.
When did you begin kind of experimenting more with moving away from plains images and kind of doing more creek and Seminole, or maybe creek images?
Well, I didn't do too much of that. I mean, I did if I had to, you know. I don't know. I just stuck to that plains type.
To the plains.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one thing I guess is people weren't totally receptive to the idea of, buying, Creek or Seminole images or Cherokee images then, I guess, because they would say, well, it doesn't look Indian to us or whatever. Is that part of the reason that you kind of stayed with plains, or?
Yeah, I'm kind of Indian art. I always think of like feathers or horses and stuff like that.
You like doing the horses and the warriors. How did the Indian art landscape change in the 1980s from the 70s?
I don't know. There's been different ways with different artists. They start using this, I don't know what you call it, like a not abstract, but pretty close. All that color and all.
Yeah,
and they
kind
really
of expressionistic.
Rave about it out there towards Southwest. I didn't see any good art about that. Not me. I don't know. Well, I guess that's the way old Dave thought that too. He says, call that Indian art,
David Williams,
Yeah.
you're talking about,
But I was that same way. That Southwest art. I don't know. It just didn't hang with me.
Didn't grab a hold of you. That was big in the mid 80s, and of course, then the pastel colors were a big part of that too. How about in the 1990s? What were some of the ways in which the Indian art scene changed? About even having prints, See, I noticed in the years where print selling just kind of went down, and I was asking different galleries, how come, they don't buy much anymore? Well, they haven't been selling that good, So I thought it's just not going out, but just not as popular as they was way back in the 70s. Yeah, I've had artists. In fact, I guess maybe it was in the 90s when the print market just kind of started drying up. And also, one artist told me that Woody Crumbo had always told him that was a mistake. Crumbo felt it was a mistake for him to print his work because he felt like he kind of, I guess, then didn't get the prices for his originals, or people didn't want to buy originals because they could buy prints. But in the 90s, that kind of reversed itself, seems like.
I don't know. They hadn't been buying prints that much.
But they were important for you early in your career, prints.
Yeah, those were selling good back there, like 70s, 80s, 90s.
What was one of your out-of-town, which one of your best out-of-town show memories? Going out of state. What was a good show for you out of state?
You mean like selling or just having a good time?
Well, like selling and having something fun happen, or...
I liked it at Red Earth.
Was that a pretty good show?
Yeah, I sold good over there. Mainly originals.
Did you do Santa Fe Indian Market at all?
Never did do that. I'd go.
I thought so, and maybe have a show.
I don't think
On the-
ours had a show like that when I was doing them T-shirts
Okay.
in one of those.
Galleries.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
You remember which one it was? Or?
It's right off the plaza, you know, that square.
Yeah.
It's kind of on this side and back, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
It was like they sell T-shirts and I think moccasins and different other things like that, you know.
So when you did, what was it like when you sold your T-shirts out there?
It's good, you know. I sold quite a bit of them.
Uh-huh.
I didn't. I took my art down there too and sold it. You know, they said I could do that.
Right.
So that's fun down there in Santa Fe. I knew a bunch of different ones that got to know some, and they even got to know some people that lived there. So we'd go party after that, go somewhere out to eat and things, and it's a lot
All
of
the
fun.
Oklahoma artists kind of hang together there.
Yeah, it's just fun.
Uh-huh.
So I hadn't painted too much here lately in a long time. You know, because I don't know, it just not that much. I mean, used to have fun at it, even with when Willard was around and Fred Beaver was around.
Right.
I had fun with them.
Right. A lot of camaraderie. Well, in 1990, the Indian Arts and Crafts Act was passed, and it required artists to provide proof of tribal enrollment, as you know, or be certified by their tribe as artists of that heritage. Do you remember the impact of that bill on galleries and artists?
Well, like the real, you know, you can see Indians that they'd laugh about it and stuff. So, well, they'd make some kind of joke about paper to show this and that. You know, they didn't. I think they said, well, they should see how we look. You know, we don't look like no Stellusti or anything.
Yeah.
Wonder why did they do that?
Well, I mean, one of the reasons was that they were, one of the goals of the legislation was to keep Indian art from being, you know, kind of knocked off by people from Japan or China who were making, you know, knockoffs of Indian art, Indian pots and things like that.
Yeah.
So that was one of the reasons. But yeah, I was wondering what your reaction was to it, if you thought it had been effective.
Some people told me that. They said, John, you know someone doing this print of yours, even on T-shirts. I had just a graphic one. What was it? 2 Indians or 3 and faces. And a buffalo right here, like all black and white, you know, different. And someone was putting it on T-shirts and then printing them and selling them too. I never did catch who it was.
You never caught who it was? Wow. Was this in the 80s or the 90s?
80s. Or 70s. So way back there.
Wow. I understand that you were, I didn't get to see any of them, but they sound real intriguing. You experimented for a while with some just white, and maybe it was Conti crayon, or I don't know, maybe just white gouache on dark matte board. Do you remember doing a series like that of paintings?
There was one part where I used to sell a lot to this certain woman in Sapulpa.
Was it Indian Territory Gallery or?
No.
Okay.
Well, I sold all them galleries.
Okay, yeah.
They don't like it if you sell if they're in the next town. I mean, they're same town, you know.
There was kind of a rivalry
Yeah,
between
but
gallery
there
owners.
was about 3 different galleries over Sapulpa.
That's right.
Mr. Indian.
Mr. Indian. Indian Territory.
Indian Territory, and that one in Broken Arrow. Remember that?
Yes.
Some
and
two
I can't
families.
Yes.
Used to sell it then, but that's a broken arrow. But the one in Sapulpa, I sold. There was one more, and I can't remember who it was. Oh, Miss Boone, she'd buy more than all of them put together, and she'd buy originals. And when she died, before she died, I told her about this one buyer up there in Pennsylvania. I think she sold a bunch of my originals because she was pretty bad off, you know, going to die, and she was going to pay some of her bills, I think. So I'm glad she sold us to this woman, man and woman in Hanover, Pennsylvania. She's about maybe she collected pots, real pretty ones. She had built glasses.
Oh, yeah.
And she had real pretty baskets from people over in Mississippi, around that way, where they do. Texas, Livingston, Texas, where they do it all. So she sold a bunch of that, and her collection of quilts, and you know where she gets. She just they knew her somewhere, but she sold quite a bit, and she had over 100 paintings hanging in her house of mine, you know.
Oh wow, she was a big collector of yours.
And she sold quite a bit of that.
Yeah.
And she'd pay me what I asked her for either. She never did say, well, how about this and that, give you, you know, have someone on the do you down.
Want a bargain, yeah.
But anyway, I felt sorry for her because she was going to die. She had, cancer or something. And she had already sold about over $10,000 worth of a bunch of things for one time. And she still had more, and she promised to give different ones some.
Yeah.
She said she's going to give me some, but I never did get any. There was one person that was, real watched out for her and all that and all this, and was wanting what she willed to him, because he used to mow that lawn and everything, keep it up and stuff. And that's where they said that she didn't have to pay him. But then later on, I found out that nurse that took care of her said that that's not right. She said she always paid them. You know, she always gonna either hand it to you and give it to you, or but she and what's his name? I forgot her name, but he took it either if he laid it there and it wouldn't be there, but she was that nice, you know.
Right. And it was nice of you to give, you know, some artists don't give the names of their collectors, you know, to other collectors.
Well, this one she knew, and I gave her name to them.
Yeah.
They're the ones that got a hold of it.
Yeah, that was good.
I just also helping Miss Boone out. Her name was Miss Boone, but she had a lot of artwork, different types, you know.
Did you have a show at Southern Plains Museum at any point?
Anadarko? Never had.
I was wondering if you had the opportunity to walk into a place where you saw a lot of your work together, all hanging together.
You mean?
Like kind of like a retrospective or
no.
Probably her house, I guess, was the like walking into a museum.
Oh yeah, her house. Yeah. When you said that all like white on light blue, I did a lot to her. She loved that I did paintings of that type, and she bought about every one of my head like that. And I liked them too, and I keep forgetting about doing some more like that.
Yeah, I heard they were really, you know, effective. And it's interesting, did you have any other collectors that kind of shaped, kind of helped, because you knew they liked particular themes, and that kind of helped you explore that a little more?
Well, there's different women, and I don't know about too much men, but a couple of lawyers, I guess, but women, they said, "Why come you don't do women?" I said, "Oh, I do." And so I said, "When I do, and I'll call you." I said, she was a lady, so I sold her one. She wanted a woman.
What was the subject matter?
It was just
was it a Plains Indian woman or a Muskogee woman?
Just like Indian Creek. How they wore that long, their dress to here, then up to here, and then long skirt. That makes them look long anyway, because they have the the belt on the way up there, and they got that. How they tie their head. Right. Twirl it around. What do you call that?
Just the scarf. Well, it's the scarf or.
Yeah. And I sold that. And then I did this other type to the lawyer that, boy, he sure liked it. I mean, it's kind of a, what was it? You might say, it was a real good-looking Indian girl, and what was it doing? More or less like a picture and stuff. And when I thought of that, I had this good buyer in Georgia too. He'd always buy real expensive ones, He's got that one of that little girl I did, and I did this other one of that other girl. And they sell pretty good, I guess, because they gone fast.
That's good to know, because I hadn't seen,
yeah, I know it.
Any of your women pictures.
I guess because, I forgot about him. I guess he's still living. I don't know. Because he used to come here and buy a lot and then go on.
Oh, and would he stop
at your
place then? He would come to Red Earth?
Red Earth, and he'd stop by here. If I was going in him, then he'd stop by here first.
Oh, okay. So he'd get first pick?
Yeah.
Before they went in the show?
Yeah.
What's one of the best compliments you've gotten from either a collector or another artist, or something that stands out in your mind?
You mean a collector
of your work, something that they said about a painting that just kind of stands out for you?
Shoot, I wouldn't know too, but there's a lot of them I did, and I just couldn't remember. I used to really be on the stick, just always painting and getting it out, because it's making money on it. So
right.
Got me used to get a new car every year or two.
Your second favorite thing you could get.
Yeah, I got the car and go to these shows, and I had a Corvette one time and packed them all in that bag.
Oh my goodness.
And in the back seat. Then I stayed at some motel in Oklahoma City. Well, it's off the main I-40. Hoping no one broke into it. Like I hear things about people breaking anything anywhere.
Right.
I used to go out there and stand on that ledge. I was up looking in the car.
Check on your car and your paintings. How many shows did you do you think, approximately a year, when you were?
Like that trailer chair show, and Five Tribe show, and let's go up to Red Earth.
And Denver,
Denver,
Colorado Indian Market,
I
you did
that. Went there,
a few times.
Not too many times, about three or four times. And went to one in Boulder, There's a nice climate there.
Yes. Was that your first time in Colorado, or?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did any of those landscapes show up in your artwork, or any of the?
Well, not really. I mean, I was sketching around, I mean, just painting around with it.
Mm-hmm.
And they look like I said, well, that's the way they painted. So I kind of knew how to do that, but I just, I guess I was kind of in the same, like Dick West taught us, just not too much background, just the real thing, like real Indian art.
Right.
Remember back nose down?
Yeah.
I mean,
focused on the figures and not much foreground and no background.
No background. Yeah. Like that. That's
kind of stuck to that. That's been a good style for you.
See, did Peggy show you that one, or Jerome?
Yes. Yeah.
Donald Van used to copy like that off of him all the time. That's why his looks like his.
Oh, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, and Donald told me about being real, influenced, because Jerome mentored him when he was in high school.
Yeah.
He was
about 16.
Felt very close to Jerome, and so how important is having a story when you do paint? Is it important for you for it to be kind of like a story, or are you just trying to strike a certain mood?
Oh, it's just, I kind of go by the title.
Okay. Do you get the title first?
I just kind of work them by the same time, thinking.
Oh, okay.
A certain title.
Uh-huh.
And then I'll think back about a lot of things Grandpa told me and stuff like that, A title, and I have to kind of think of the wording to go with it. And sometimes that's real good, so to get the buyer to know exactly what it means, or what the painting is.
Right, it has to kind of be shorthand summary of the. So you'll get the idea for the image and the title kind of at the same time.
Yeah.
What kinds of research do you do?
Well, I used to do quite a bit, different books. And here I go again, mostly plain Indians are in there,
Mm-hmm. Because that was, people would make that point when everybody was doing plains that, you needed to be sure and research your material.
Yeah, I read on the Seminoles and the Creeks, but Seminoles got a lot of good color, all that design.
Mm.
That's, I read on things like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I guess I got hooked on like Dick West's way, but I still like to do just what I think, But like that white on blue, I like doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I did lots of them when I think about it.
Yeah, and
Miss Boone must have liked them too.
She must have.
No one else hardly seen them, I guess. Oh, she just tag up on them.
I hope we get to see them at some point. Can you describe your creative process a little bit, like, from the time you get an idea, how does that unfold?
When if I'm supposed to do a certain piece, I'll research some of it, to kind of get the idea of the clothing or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
Usually I like to create my own, creative like. Just different, I wouldn't want it to be like anything else. I still got things in my mind I want to do, because I hadn't seen nothing with it anywhere else,
Mm-hmm.
But I still kind of want to do that.
So what do the ideas, if it's not a commission, if it's just something that you can come up with whatever your idea you want, do they come to you listening to music or driving or just?
Maybe it'll come to me like if I see something, you know, at least something spur something up and knock out. But that's, or read something, you know.
And you'll see a picture in your mind, kind of?
Yeah, I can see pictures, images in anything. I like to get a Bev Doolittle's paintings, you know, and I always look through that, and I'll come up with so many different art images she'll have places, you know. And I do that a lot, even before, I guess before she did, because I just did it on my own a long time ago.
Kind of like spirit faces
Yeah,
looking?
or a little object like something to do with a rock or weeds. And there'll be something hid, like hidden images.
A hidden image, wow.
And I didn't look at anyone else for that. It just came to my head a long time ago. But I see different ones that has those, you know, now.
Yeah.
But mainly, well, I like the Bev Doolittle's that you seen hers, haven't it?
Yeah.
That just, I like it. It's
Yeah, I think she
fun.
did borrow those ideas from Indian artists, though.
No, maybe not, because
Not in the same form, but as you said, you were kind of experimenting with that, and there were some others. I remember that.
yeah.
Did you do very much trading of your artwork with other artists?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I used to do a lot of trading at places before, when it's about to close down, you know.
Yeah.
I'd go around different places. See, we'd make arrangements or something before the show was closed, and they said, well, we'll do it at the end, okay? And I said, yeah. So that's why I used to trade a lot. I'd hurry up and make the rounds before the thing was really shutting down, you know. And I'd trade, even trade people with that art shows, you know, not like Red Earth, but, you know, where they got pottery or different things like that. And just like little gadgets someone made, you know, vase or big cup, you know.
Yeah. What's one of the favorite things that you traded for your art for?
I don't know. There's so many. I know I got some cups with different, like, face on it, and what else? I'd have to think on that, because there was, because I used to trade like at every show. I'd trade for jewelry too, you know, like silver, silver necklace, silver jewelry. What else?
But you got to keep.
Oh, artwork too. You know.
You got to keep, yeah.
All that.
With other painters.
Yeah.
You traded with other
Yeah.
painters. And you got to keep some of your artwork too.
Yeah.
Because used to be, you know, those old timers, they didn't always get to keep anything of their own. And in fact, it was Ben Harjo who said to me, you know, I just decided I was going to keep some things from me and my family.
Like when you're selling? Oh. I didn't keep nothing yet, but.
Well, there's a couple of pieces I guess Peggy kept of yours we'll get to look at here in a minute.
Oh, the one she had?
Yes.
I think I just painted him a long time ago, gave him to her.
And gave him to
Here's
her.
your present. You know?
So that's how.
Oh, yeah.
That's how they stayed in the family.
Yeah, they've been in there.
Well, looking back on your career, what would you say was like your artistic career, what was an important turning point for you?
Like turning point was, I used to work at Douglas in aircraft, so they had a big layoff in '69 on everybody, and I was getting that layoff too, you know, so we kept our seniority up, and we kept, they'd pay us for 6 more months, you know, even if we didn't do nothing. But so after that, that's when I really started
I see.
painting more and
I see.
selling it then. Then I said, wow, it looks pretty easy to sell, you know. I'd go to people around Muskogee and they'd get enough full of it, and then I'd have to find new people. So sure enough, I did. They set me up with a show at 5 times that first year, and I sold 75 paintings.
That's amazing body of work.
I
How
know
much
it.
time did you have to prepare for it?
I don't know. I wasn't so intricate in doing things with it. I just kind of did them fast, you know, and painted. I was in a hurry, just doing one, kept like that. And I sold 75. Even that was a month's show. So if I had a new one, I'd take them up there and they'd put them in.
Oh, I see.
Maybe that was, but I had most of them at the first, you know.
That must have been an incredible feeling, that opening night.
Yeah, I think.
Were your folks there too?
I think so. Yeah. I used to tell them to come on over, you know. Sometimes they don't know when it's on because they didn't get the paper, you know. So
that is cool. What has been one of the high points of your career?
Like what?
Like it might be an award, or it might just be an experience that you had, just something that, or some kind of honor, or maybe just getting a chance to go a certain place that you hadn't been.
Let's see.
Doesn't have to be the high point, just one high point from your career.
Oh, I used to sell at Port Jefferson, New York, and some other places on the East Coast, you know. And then this is another pretty good high point, but Fred Beaver was there, and you know, that sculptor from Santa Fe that he died, what was his name?
Oh,
he's got one in the front of the Capitol building.
It was Alan Hauser.
Hauser.
Yeah, this is at the New York Gallery.
I think it was Hauser. Yeah. He has one up in State Capitol up there.
Yeah.
He was there at this show, and we drove all the way out there. And
together?
Not them.
Okay.
I mean, who was it? Oh, George, what was his name? Oh, you know, what's the name? White Deer? Gary White Deer went up there too with us. There's just 4 of us. But that's a real fun show.
Was it your first time going to New York too?
No, this is at California.
Oh, this was in California?
Yeah.
Okay.
Over there.
What was the name of the town again?
Close to that. What is that place? Oh, I can't. Do you ever have something just goes out of your brain?
Oh, sure.
You just lose it.
Sure, for sure.
Anyway, it's a big Indian show they had out there, and I think we
it wasn't at the OOHRP Museum, was it?
No.
Okay.
It's not too far from L.A. Santa Monica. It's one of.
There is a Santa Monica. I'm not as familiar with the Indian shows out there, but.
Anyway, Fred Beaver and all that was, I think, his last long, run he had on when he's living. So, all them good artists I had fun with that, died. And seemed like artwork just wasn't as fun as it used to be.
Right.
When you was younger and full of spunk and all this, and had your good old friends there.
Right.
They're gone now.
Right.
It just like you said a while ago, I just traded old now I forgot his name. Tiller Wesley.
Oh, yeah.
He died, and I was surprised, and old Burgess died, or what's the name?
Yeah, Burgess Roy.
He was with New Water here for a while.
Was it Burgess Roy?
Yeah, Burgess Roy.
Mm-hmm.
And he died, and a lot of them kind of died suddenly.
And they were younger guys, too.
Yeah, and good artists.
Yeah, and good artists. Wow. Well, what has been one of the low points of your career?
What I remember, there's the one, like, I had a show in, what was it, Kansas City or somewhere on this end of it. Maybe I was in the wrong spot, because, I mean, just me, I think, had a show, and I always remember that. I said, I never had done this before, but I think the one that put it on or something, I said, well, can I trade somebody something?
Mm-hmm.
And they wouldn't, I guess, I don't know how to put it, but I went to that show, it didn't sell nothing. That's the only show I haven't sold one thing, not just one.
Yeah.
And I just felt low down and just felt, I said, I just thought, what is this anyway? I said, I never have gone to a show, didn't sell it one thing anyway.
Right.
And I always remember that. That's the only show I did. It did sell nothing.
Oh, man.
And it was up there in Kansas City, I think.
Did you have to try to sell coming back a little bit? Or we've done that before, trying to sell after a show, stopping little.
Yeah, I have sold like that
stop
before.
in that little place.
See if I could find somebody.
Yeah.
You know.
I bet that was discouraging.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to an aspiring Indian artist these days?
Oh, I used to just tell them to keep that art up, and you'll be getting up there the way you paint. You're doing good. I mean, just try to. He's more backward than he just like a neighbor lived up down that road, but Mom. And I told him I showed him a few things in art, Indian art and stuff, and I took him to the museum, look around, and I think I said, here, you need to enter this one show. I think he won some things in there. Anyway, he's a Cherokee, but one bad thing, if he started drinking, you can't get him to paint or do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I heard that the sheriff or someone that said, oh, Marvin, he'll get down and he'll ask for a pen or a pencil or something, and he'll be doing some drawing in there, and it's good. He said that he sold some in there before. I said, wow, that's good, but he should be painting all the time, you know? But I saw some of his later. He was getting better, real good.
Oh, wow. So something sunk in.
Yeah, and he sells them and everything. His mother used to work up the hospital. She had a lot of those sold to doctors and things. Because she'd been a nurse a long time.
Yeah.
And she'd get a lot of them sold for her. Well, you know what he'd do? Give her some money and then text them and go out and get drunk with them boys, his boy or whoever.
Yeah. Well, is there anything we forgot to cover, Johnny? Anything you'd like to add?
I was going to say, I wish my grandpa lived about at least 10, 20 more years. It'd be too far, but maybe. That'd be good, because I try to keep in my mind what I learned from him. And it was good, and if he did live longer, I could have knew about more of the medicine side and the like stomp dance side and the good side. They call it that because they quit going to church in the summertime and go stomp dancing. That kind of Baptist thinks that's no good. I don't believe that. I told Mom, I said, why'd they do that? Because Indians they just had their own ways.
Mm-hmm.
These other Baptists, they come over there and try to make y'all change your ways. Y'all had your own culture, we did, and all this, and you don't see them doing that. So, I don't know, and that's the main thing. It's just, my granny lived to be, well, almost 90. She died in 87, that year I went to London, England.
Oh.
Mom said, you better go see your grandma before you go, because she's not doing so good. So I went down to the hospital and one Wednesday night and stayed there till about after midnight. So she was getting worse because she fell and she was diabetic and she hurt herself. And I went, I don't know, sometimes she'd come in, her reality, and then she'll forget her, this and that, you know, like, what's that thing called?
It's kind of like Alzheimer's.
Yeah, that, something like that.
Yeah.
So, when then we left, I went to get ready and stuff and left out Friday to New York and got me and Jamie Reason, he's a Cherokee from New York, on Long Island. So we went up there and we sat there the first or second night at these people's house. And the phone rang, and I don't know how anyone got that number. And Jamie just said all of a sudden, about your grandma. And sure enough, it was that she had died. And I said, well, Jamie asked me if I was going back, and I said, well, I don't know, I don't like to see Granny like that, and I just want to remember how she was. I said, I'll just wait till I'll just wait a while, I guess, till I get home. But I didn't go to her funeral because I was out of the country. So,
yeah, I didn't know that you were on your way to London for an art show then?
yeah.
Uh-huh.
London.
Was that your first experience out of the country?
Yeah, out of the country.
What was your impression?
Oh, man, they drive the car on the wrong side of the road. In fact, I sat and see this way on this side of the road. And boy, the streets are so little, them cars just comes by you just little ways. And
right.
I told which car, let's trade seats. I'm afraid one of them cars going to hit us. And I got on that side. Little cars and little streets, and I don't see how they drive like that.
Was the show pretty good? Did you have a good turnout?
Yeah, had a good turnout.
How many paintings did you have?
What was it? I had quite a bit, maybe about between 20 and 30.
Oh, that's a good number, yeah.
And make some bunch of prints, and boy, those people over there real interesting. I was over there behind them and just listening and everything I say. And Jamie was over there kind of laughing at me because I was bullshitting them a lot. They asked about, do y'all have buffaloes in the yard? And I said, oh yeah. When they get hungry, or people get hungry down there, they just go kill one. Oh, they said, what? Oh, didn't that y'all would eat that? I said, And Jamie over there just laughing. He couldn't wait. And I don't know, it's funny. I just then later on, I just told him I just BSing him. I said, no, well, we do have buffaloes, but they're not in the yard.
They're not in the yard.
Told him we went on the horses to town. I just said all kinds of stuff. Oh, man, that was fun, just talking to them like that.
Yes, for sure. And where was the show again? What was it, in the museum or?
And London, England, at some institute, Hyde, or some big place.
A big, yeah. Well, let's take a look at a couple of your works that Peggy has that I'll have you talk about. You want to tell us just a little bit about this painting, what you put into it and what it's about?
Muskogee, that's a name. It's like a green corn ceremony for the Creeks, but just like any other gathering and things, a lot of others come to watch or look, but the main ones, they come like one day, Fridays for the women, playing stickballing games, and this is like a creation of the spirit watching over them. Always four things come in four, because feathers equal that up there, and these are our two stickball players, and right here there are four different arbors where they sit around the ring, the stomp dance ring. Mm-hmm. And they're usually in a country, they are in a country, outdoors all the time. Mm-hmm. It's like this is the sun going down or coming up. You can make it either way, but
either way.
And it shows the stickballs, the sticks, and the lujas, turtles.
Yep.
That's for the singing of the stomp dances. They use that for the rhythm. And there's four green corns to show it's a green corn ceremony.
Right. Oh, that's really a beautiful piece.
Did that in '04.
In '04, yep.
This is not the Creeks, and then this is the Plains Indian, because you got the teepees in it from back then.
And this
there's a camp in the sky, you might say. This teepee just signifies that. Mm-hmm. And these Indians, them two, are looking at the one on the left side like he's the boss, he's the one that knows it all. Because these are younger bucks, so he's the main one, and that's the title of this is Wisdom. He's the one with all the wisdom.
Gotcha. And this one was done in '06. And it's
06 or 01? 01.
01, I'm sorry, okay. And it's gouache.
Gouache.
Okay. Yeah, and into the mat board itself, that's really neat. And you want to tell us about this one?
Well, this one I finally used the red part is acrylic.
Okay.
And the rest of them is like splatter with a toothbrush. It's a white, and then I paint and use the other white. That's a gouache.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Where the heavy part is, and then you kind of lighten it out.
Mm-hmm. And just a little bit of red there.
Yeah.
At the horizon, kind of like the sun.
Yeah.
Going down, and it's called Night Watch. Is that right?
Yeah. Night Watch. The Night Watch.
Okay. That's neat.
She's over the place.
That's a beautiful piece. What's this piece called?
Young Medicine Man.
And it's done in what medium?
White ink and colored pencils. It's white colored pencil.
White colored pencil, yeah, that's so striking. And it was 2003. I got the date mixed up already.
2003.
2003, okay, yeah. That's very nice. And then there's a little bit of toothbrush splatter, I guess, around the moon on that one.
Moon.
Yep. Well, Johnny, I really appreciate your time today. Thank you for talking with us about your art.
Okay. Thank you.